The battlefield still smoldered beneath the twin suns of Valkara Prime. Fires crackled where the plasma strikes had landed, and the shattered remains of once proud warships dotted the ash-covered plains. It was here, among the corpses of two warring factions, that a lone human trudged through the wreckage. Eli Mercer, former field medic turned mercenary scavenger, walked cautiously, scanning for survivors. His helmet flickered with static as it tried to identify biosigns. He hadn't come to rescue anyone. He was here for salvage, hoping to find working tech he could sell back to human colonies. But a weak ping caught his attention, barely a blip. Buried under a pile of alloy panels and a collapsed weapon rack, something, or someone, was alive. Eli hesitated. Normally he'd ignore it. But something about the signal tugged at his instincts. With effort, he pried the metal aside. His breath caught in his throat. It was a Threxian warrior, 7 feet tall, crimson skin, armor scorched and fractured, one eye swollen shut, the other glaring weakly at him. He knew who she was, Commander Vela of the Crimson Blades, the elite of the Threxian Dominion, feared across sectors, known for her brutal combat prowess and unmatched loyalty to her empire. And now she was dying. "Why help human?" she rasped, blood trailing from her lips. "I don't leave people behind," Eli muttered, hoisting her up with a grunt. "You're insane." "Yeah," he said, "but I'm all you've got." 2 days later. The shelter was crude, just a hollowed cave with heating rods and rations from Eli's emergency pack. But it was enough. Vela awoke, groaning as pain stabbed through her side. She expected chains, interrogation, or at least a blaster pointed at her head. Instead, she found a steaming bowl of synth meat stew beside her, and Eli sitting on a crate, fixing a plasma torch. "You're awake," he said. "Good. Thought I might have patched you wrong." "You saved me," she said slowly, her voice still weak but stronger than before. "Even knowing what I am." Eli met her gaze calmly. "I know who you are. Doesn't mean I'll let you die alone on a field of corpses." She blinked at that. No one had ever spoken to her that way. Not subordinates, not allies, and certainly not enemies. "You're not afraid of me." "I've seen scarier things," Eli replied with a half-smile. "Like my cooking." That made her huff. Almost a laugh. Almost. Days turned to weeks. Injuries healed slowly but steadily. Vela's strength returned. But the warrior who once decimated fleets now found herself unable to walk more than a few feet without stumbling. The serum Eli had synthesized was helping her regeneration, but the trauma to her nervous system was severe. Each night she asked, "Why haven't you left?" And each night Eli shrugged. "Can't let you starve." But they both knew the truth was more than that. As they spent time together, trading stories, sparring lightly, watching the sky shift colors during Valkara's eerie sunsets, they began to understand each other. She spoke of war, of pride, of losing her siblings in the Dominion's endless campaigns. He spoke of Earth, of the colony that fell when help came too late, and why he never joined the army again. They were opposites, and yet not. The warning. One night, while Vela lay under thermal wraps, she turned her head toward him. "You need to leave, Eli. The Dominion will come searching for me soon. If they find you here, let them come," he said without looking up. She clenched her jaw. "You don't understand. They don't spare humans. They'll torture you, use you to control me. I won't let that happen. So you'll just die here instead." "I'm not weak." "No," Eli agreed, turning to her. "But you're not alone anymore." Those words made her flinch. In all her years, she had never heard anyone say that. Not even her own kind. The rescue ship. The signal came 2 days later. A Dominion scout vessel entered the atmosphere. Vela's face hardened. She tried to rise but collapsed. Eli stood, grabbing his blaster. "I'll hold them off. You'll die." He looked at her defiant. "Maybe. But you're worth protecting." Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't understand why. As the ship descended, dust billowing into the sky, Vela pushed herself to her feet. "You're a fool, Eli Mercer," she growled. "And you're beautiful when you're mad," he grinned. The confrontation. When the Dominion soldiers landed, they expected to find a wreck or a corpse. They did not expect Commander Vela standing barely upright, but armed with a plasma staff and a human at her side. "Commander," barked the lead officer. "We've come to retrieve you." "You'll leave the human," she said coldly. "He's irrelevant. He saved me." The soldier sneered. "He's a lesser species." Vela's staff ignited. "Say that again," she growled, stepping forward. The soldiers froze. The lead hesitated. "You care for him. I owe him my life. If you touch him, I will burn your rank into your skull." Silence. Then slowly the Dominion soldier stepped back. "Understood, Commander." Choice made. Once the soldiers departed, Vela slumped into Eli's arms, exhaustion overtaking her. "You didn't have to do that," he said. She looked at him. "Yes, I did. I would have killed them for even looking at you wrong." "Scary," he smirked. "Still not afraid of me." "Never was." Weeks later, a request. Vela stood at the edge of the canyon, wind whipping her braided hair. Her strength had mostly returned now. She wore her repaired armor, symbols of rank restored. Eli approached from behind, carrying 2 mugs of steaming brew. "You ever going back?" he asked. She didn't answer immediately. "Everything I was before feels hollow now." He nodded. Then she turned to him, eyes softer than he'd ever seen. "Eli, may I stay by your side?" He blinked. "What?" "I've conquered planets, commanded legions, but I've never known peace. Not until I met you." His voice was quiet. "I thought you'd want to reclaim your power." "I don't want power," she said. "I want you." He swallowed hard. "You sure?" "I'm not begging out of weakness," she said fiercely. "I beg because I choose this. I choose you." He stepped closer. "Took you long enough to admit it," he whispered, brushing her cheek with his thumb. They kissed beneath Valkyra's twin suns. Epilogue. Years later, stories spread of a mysterious human and a crimson warrior who roamed neutral space, solving disputes, saving colonies, and teaching even the most hardened species what loyalty and love truly meant. When asked who she was, the alien warrior simply said, "I am Vela, once a weapon of war. I follow him." And the human would chuckle beside her, replying, "She doesn't follow me. We walk together, side by side, always."